cooking is exciting, it's new, and it will improve your pleasure in cooking and your appreciation of good food. It's so easy, it can be grasped in as long as it takes to watch this programme. You can put it into useful practice within a week, and you can perfect it into creative cookery in your own style within a month. It's the right start that counts, and that's exactly what Woman Magazine and B-Jam set out to do here in words and pictures that will not only take the mystery out of this high-speed method of cooking, but will be an invaluable guide whenever you feel like trying something new. So, after a brief look at how a microwave cooker works, we can sample just what and how it cooks in 3 easy stages. First, the microwave miracles, the simple little one-stage cooking jobs like reheating and melting. Next, the quickly prepared snacks and family meals that can be produced to suit everybody's comings and goings. And thirdly, some really creative cooking, a full-scale dinner party. All these foods have just come out of a microwave cooker. Why is that so exciting? Well, for a whole range of reasons of great value to anyone who is busy and trying to keep their family well-fed, fit and thoroughly enjoying what's served up to them every day. This Christmas pudding was cooked in 10 minutes instead of the usual 4 to 5 hours boiling away on a stove. Overall, microwave cookery saves such a lot of time, so advantage number 1 has to be speed. This 3-pound frozen chicken was defrosted in 20 minutes, then roasted for 25 minutes, saving at least 35 minutes of fuel. In fact, microwave cookery reduces fuel costs by about 50%. Advantage number 2, economy. The scrambled eggs took 1.5 minutes and came clean away from the dish. Microwave cooking cuts cleaning chores to a minimum because food doesn't stick to dishes or bake onto the oven. Advantage number 3 is cleanliness. These frozen vegetables were steamed in their own moisture, so they retained their colour, texture and best of all, their nutrients. Because microwave cookery is quick and uses the minimum of water or fat, it preserves vitamins, food values and flavour. So advantage number 4 is flavour and goodness. The baby's feed was quickly warmed in the bottle. There was no laborious dunking into a saucepan of hot water. Microwave cooking reduces washing up by 2/3 because you can frequently cook and serve from the same container. Advantage number 5 is labour saving. The wrinkled dried apricots were plumped out and made succulent in only a couple of minutes. Chips were sauté fried golden and less greasy. In 30 seconds the lemon was made much easier to squeeze and extra juicy. But the streaky bacon under absorbent paper on a roasting rack was microwaved crisp in 3.5 minutes. The soup was defrosted and then heated, 10 minutes in all, and the buttered spaghetti was yesterday's, but it reheated like new. Microwave cooking can make things crisp and non-greasy, or soft and juicy. It can blanch, melt, steam, casserole, poach, roast, as well as thaw, cook and reheat. So many advantages, in fact, which all add up to versatility. Even now, we haven't touched on half of the advantages, but at this stage, why don't we get to grips with how and why microwave cooking can do things that cookers have never done before. The big underlying reason, of course, is that it cooks in quite a different way from conventional cookers. It heats the water content in the food, not the container, the microwave or the kitchen. It does this by vibrating the water molecules, which exist to a greater or lesser degree in all foods. Obviously, something vibrating at more than 2,000 million times a second is moving pretty fast and working up a terrific friction. Now, friction creates heat, so picture those tiny water molecules jigging around at that rate, and it's easy to see why cooking time is so short, why nutrient and texture and taste are preserved, and also why food even goes on cooking for a while after you've removed the food from the cooker. We'll come to that part of the cooking process later. It's called the standing time, because for the moment, what I want to explain is how the microwave cooker works, So let me take you on a guided tour around a microwave cooker. The example we're using is the B-Jam microwave. And many of you may well have this because it's the model we at Woman magazine recommend. But in basic principles, it's similar to many other microwave cookers. So here we are with the door shut. Nothing can work unless it has the power switched on. Now the microwaves are ricocheting around, hunting for some water to agitate. Fortunately, I stored a cold cup of coffee in the cooking cavity, so the waves have got something to work on. It's hot already. The cooker is switched off. Oh, here we go, and I'll take it out. Normally, I'd leave a glass of water in the cooker when it's not being used. You're always advised to do this, just in case you switched it on by mistake. Working on an empty stomach, as it were, can wear the magnetron out. Most models, like this one, have a turntable which rotates the food and produces the evenly cooked result. Every microwave cooker has cold spots and hot spots, and this is just a way of ensuring that all the food in the cooker gets cooked evenly. Then there's the timer, which may be manual or digital. All microwave cookers are based on the 500 to 700 watt output. Food will be slower to cook in a model with a 500 watt output, faster if the wattage is 700. So you can fix how long you want your food cooking, and when the time's up, the microwave cooker will tell you so with a bing and switch off. But you're still your own master, because if you changed your mind or wanted to turn or add something to the food, but forgot to preset that time, you can open the cooker door and the whole thing automatically turns off. Every machine has a defrost or low control to enable you to thaw food. That's why it's such a marvellous companion to a freezer. And an interior light so that you can see what's cooking. Some have extra sophisticated features, like variable power control. This B-Jam model has the advantage of warm, defrost, simmer, roast and high. Others include memory controls, browning elements, integral thermometer, but variable power and a turntable are the essentials. Jill, there's such a huge range of microwave cookers here. Isn't it confusing for somebody wanting to buy one?
Yes, I think it can be, because they all look alike, don't they? I think the important thing to remember is that you need a wide range to choose from, and also you need to go somewhere where there's expert help, I think.
Yes.
And here at B-Jam we always have a resident home economist in all our showrooms who's able to explain to people the different types of microwaves that there are.
So what are these different types of cookers?
Well, I suppose they break down into three different types. This is what I would call the basic model. You can see it's a very simple, straightforward control panel. And when you open the door, there isn't actually a turntable here. Now, it cooks perfectly well and is adequate for most people's needs. But when you're actually cooking, it's important to be with the microwave because you need to turn the food around to make sure that everything's cooked evenly. Moving on to the B-Jam one, which I would say is the middle of the range type of microwave, which is the most popular and I feel has got everything that most people would need. It's got an hour's timer, so it's very useful. You can actually cook something for quite a long time and not be with it. And it's got a sophisticated variable control, which means that you can cook different foods at different temperatures, which I feel is quite important for cooking fish, which I wouldn't want to cook on high, and also for melting butter or for warming the baby's bottle or something like that. And if we actually have a look inside, you can see it's got a turntable, and when that actually switches on, the food actually revolves to make sure that it's cooked very evenly. These are the really sophisticated models. We've got the Brother here and the Sharp one, and these are what we call conventional combination microwaves, which means that they will actually cook conventionally and by microwave as well. And that offers obviously advantages because you can get nice crisp brown finish from the conventional side of the cooking, and also the speed and efficiency of microwaving. And I feel these are really for people perhaps who haven't got room for a conventional cooker, as you would perhaps need with one of these, or for people who really want to use their microwave in a very sophisticated way.
What are the advantages of a microwave over a conventional cooker?
Well, there are so many things, and I think it would be difficult for me to pinpoint just one thing. But I think because I find it so useful for cooking things like vegetables, poultry, fish, because it cooks it so well in its own juices and retains all the nutritive value of the food, I think that would be the prime thing that I would go for. Certainly when entertaining, I find it marvellous because I can cook everything advanced and just heat things up. And I think also to make a pot of coffee in the morning and be able to reheat it in the microwave throughout the day, that's a real bonus.
So you'll be using yours for a long time yet?
Oh gosh, couldn't possibly live without it.
Let's focus on just a few of the minor microwave miracles that make everyday catering 10 times easier. Oh, Brian, I'm having problems here. How could the microwave help me with this?
Well, the microwave can do lots of simple jobs like softening butter. We'll put it into the microwave for 15 seconds.
So about 15.
So that should be ample. And in addition to that, it can also do lots of softening and melting jobs like melting jelly.
Because that takes a long time normally, doesn't it?
Normally, and it dirties saucepans too. So we'll put this into the water while
Yep.
like so. And when the butter comes out,
Here we
which
go.
is now, and try that for spreading on your bread. I'm sure
Okay.
you'll find it much better.
Let's have a look at this.
This, while you're doing that, we'll put that into the microwave for 1 minute.
Right, let's try this butter. Oh, that's marvellous. So what else can the microwave do?
Well, making quick snacks, for example. This slice of cold toast, what we need to do is just put a few baked beans on top of it. We've buttered it, of course, first of all.
Yep.
I like butter. Just spread it out nicely. And that we'll put into the microwave cooker for 1 minute, and we'll find that'll be lovely and hot and ready to eat.
Can the microwave do any drying or crisping?
Oh, it's ideal for that, yes. You can dry flowers in it if you wish. They're not for eating, of course. But you can dry bread if you want to make breadcrumbs, or you can crisp up bacon in it too. That's really excellent.
Oh, let's have a look at this
And the
jelly.
jelly should be, it will need a stir. Well, there we are, it's properly melted, a little bit separated, but all we've got to do is stir it a little, and we've got
Certainly.
melted jelly ready for pouring into your mould.
That'll be a kiddie's favourite then.
And that will be, yes. We'll just pop this into the microwave, and you'll see that that will be ready in a minute. A kiddie's favourite again, baked beans on toast.
Let's have a look then, Brian.
There we are, baked beans, hot and ready to eat.
Marvellous. Thank you. So is this how people learn to use the microwave?
Yes, these simple jobs are very quick and easy to get used to, and they show you how versatile a microwave oven is.
So can it do other things like simmering?
Oh yes, simmering is such a bore in the normal way,
Oh, it's
isn't it?
awful. I
Stood
hate
over
it.
the stove and stirring all the time.
Hate it.
But the microwave cooker, it is so simple for cooking things like rice or pasta or
Yeah.
porridge. We have some porridge here, we'll show you.
Okay then, let's have a look.
We have a bowl of oats with a little salt in, and we have some milk, which we'll
Yes.
put in,
Half
and some
half.
water.
Right.
We'll give that a little stir.
So that's enough for about 4 people there, is it?
Yes, notice we have a very big bowl, but this is because the milk will expand during cooking, and of course if it wasn't big enough we'd have a real mess, wouldn't we?
Too right, we would. So what are you going to cover it with?
Well, we'll cover this with cling film. Again, anything that needs to be kept moist, we must cover.
You must
Cover it-
always cover things.
Absolutely.
Right.
We cover it quite loosely, and we try and leave either a gap at the side for the moisture vapour to escape, or we can puncture it,
Oh,
like so.
sort of thing I like doing that.
That's right. And we'll put this into the microwave.
On what?
On high, we're going to simmer this, but the microwave cooker needs to be set on high to give us the amount of heat required in the short time that it's going to be in there.
And how long is it going on
This
for?
will be ready in 5 minutes.
Marvellous.
There, it's now had its 5 minutes.
Okay. So is it ready to eat now, Brian?
No, not exactly. We must let it stand for 2 minutes with the cling film still in position.
Why is that?
This is to let the oats really absorb the amount of liquid that they need to before it's ready to eat and becomes thick and creamy.
Okay.
Once it has stood the 2 minutes, we can then remove the cling film.
All right.
Always remembering that the cling film is removed from the back of the bowl. This is to stop the steam coming out and burning your hands or coming up into your face.
Okay. Then. Now, when I cook porridge in a saucepan, I always make a gungy mess, and the washing up is foul.
It's very
about
difficult
this?
to wash a porridge pan, isn't it? But not so with a microwave bowl.
Right. Let's
You
have
can
a look.
see how nice and creamy like porridges, and no sticking whatsoever, and no lumps either.
Gorgeous. You've probably noticed that we've been using bowls, jugs, bags, greaseproof paper and kitchen paper, even cling film. In fact, there is a huge variety of dishes and materials that work perfectly in the microwave. Let's go over the ones that obligingly let the microwaves through to the food almost as though they weren't even there. They are cooker-proof glass, roasting bags and boiling bags, cling film, kitchen paper, greaseproof paper, and paper plates which have a special coating so that they can be used in the freezer and the conventional cooker as well as in the microwave. Plastic microwave cookware. Glazed pottery and china work so long as there isn't a metal trim, and even everyday glass is all right when you're dealing with quickly cooked foods, but don't use your best cut glass, and certainly forget lead crystal because that contains metal. Of course, the specially designed microwave cookware is made for the job. Thorpac have hit upon all the shapes and styles of container any cook could want. What's more, Thorpac microwave cookware is equipped for freezer to microwave use. The range includes boiling bags for cooking or reheating veg, soups, fruits and purees, roasting bags for turning out succulent poultry and meat, oblong trays for cooking or reheating lean meat, rissoles, fish cakes, baked potatoes, vegetables or puddings, and round dishes for cooking cakes and sponges. Now they're all stocked at Bijam. There are a couple of borderline cases that are useful to know about. Unglazed pottery. That's porous, so it absorbs microwaves and wastes your fuel. It's a different story though if you want to use your microwave to slow cook a cheaper cut. Then an unglazed pottery dish or a clay brick pre-soaked in water is absolutely ideal. Wood and basketware would dry out if used for serious cooking jobs, but for warming up bread rolls, they're fine. In fact, the complaints area is miraculously small. Metal, melamine, wax, and glue are the crucial words to memorize. If you want to test a dish, half fill the dish with water, then switch on to full power for 1 minute. I'll just switch it on to high. Set the timer for about a minute and press start. If the dish is cool and the water warm, it's ideal for use. If both of them are warm, then the dish is all right, but it's pinching some of the microwave energy, so your food will take longer to cook. If the water's cold while the dish is hot, then it's no good for the microwave. Of course, the heated food will warm the dish it's in by conduction, so it's always wise to use an oven cloth to remove cooked dishes from the microwave. Though they will rarely be anywhere near hot, it's simply a good habit, especially as microwave browning dishes shouldn't be touched bare-handed because they are specifically designed to get so hot they sear the food and give it a golden brown colour. We'll be talking about browning later, as well as some of the accessories which have been specially designed for microwaves. I'll just get this out now. Oh, that's fine. For the moment though, we want to talk to someone who has only recently begun using a microwave cooker. Richard Barber is the editor of Woman magazine. Richard, what's the idea behind this programme?
Well, it reflects a reader demand, actually, because we had been getting more and more letters from readers, obviously just on the point of making a major purchase, the microwave, but still with plenty of questions that they wanted answered. And whereas, naturally, we fulfil a certain function in the magazine, I don't think you can fix in somebody's mind the use of a piece of equipment better than by example, and clearly the best example would be on a video.
Yes, I think you're right there. What do you use yours for?
Well, like anyone with a new toy, when it first arrived, we dashed around to find something that would prove its worth, and lit upon the ubiquitous potato, which in 4 magic minutes had become a jacket potato, and jolly nice it was too.
And a magic potato too.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
Well, yes, we got a bit more sophisticated after that, scrambled eggs, and you don't have to then have a sticky pan to wash up. Butter can be made so that it can spread straight onto the piece of toast. Things for the children, that's useful because we tend to make food and then decant it into yoghurt pots and into the freezer.
For young children?
Yes, we've got 2 babies and we've both got full-time jobs, and so time is rather at a premium.
So do you think you get more adventurous with it then?
Oh yes, I think so. We've got as far now as sort of sophisticated family snacks, but I think a fully fledged roast is not far off.
Oh, very adventurous. So what will you be doing with it in the future then, other than the roast?
Really, I think just experimenting, because so far everything's gone right, or if it's gone wrong, it's our stupidity, not a fault of the machine. The point being that I can't imagine now, as I couldn't before we had a dishwasher. I know this sounds rather corny, but I can't imagine life without a microwave.
Cold leftovers can be quite a problem to reheat. How do I deal with them in a microwave?
Oh, microwave cooker is ideal for reheating cold leftovers. We have here some lamb and some Brussels sprouts and some potatoes.
Nice.
And we're going to reheat these so they'll be like new when they come out of the microwave cooker.
Right, now are there rules to arranging it?
Oh yes, there are. It's important that the denser foods are spread towards the outside of the plate and the less dense foods more evenly in the middle.
Right, now there aren't any mounds of anything, mounds of potatoes or sprouts here, is that
that's
important?
quite important too if you want everything to heat evenly and equally.
Okay, are these ready to go into the...
Well, we like a little bit of gravy with our meal, and also a little bit of not too thick gravy helps to keep in the moisture. So we'll pour some gravy onto the meat.
Right, for taste too.
For taste as well.
Can't eat my Sunday roast without the
It's on
gravy.
each plate.
Right.
And we're going to use these stacker rings to keep the plates apart, like so. And of
Yes.
course you can stack as many as you can.
Oh, so you could do a family of 4 then?
Absolutely.
Marvellous.
And we'll cover the top with another plate.
Yes.
And we'll put these in the microwave cooker.
For how long, Brian?
And we'll set that cooker for 1 3/4 minutes. And away we go.
Okay, now you covered that with an upturned plate. Why? What are the rules for covering and not covering
Well, it's
things?
important with any kind of microwave cooking where you want to keep the moisture in the product to cover it. You can either cover it with cling film or, like I did, with an upturned plate. With a stack, of course, of dishes like that, the dishes in between are covered by the stacking.
Right, so you can cover the top one with cling film?
You can
or-
cover the top one with cling film if you wish. I covered it with a plate because I like on the top dish to keep anything off the top of the actual food that's
So
on the
it's
plate.
sort of stews and soups and puddings and things you cover?
That's right. Anything that you want to keep moist and liquid.
Now when don't we cover food?
If we want anything to be crispy, like bacon or rolls, bread rolls, we don't cover foods. So if you want the moisture in the product, cover. If we want a crispy product, don't cover. Cakes don't want covering either.
Okay, now this has been in, or is going in, for 1 3/4 minutes. Time up.
It's ready now. Now here, we'll test the top plate. We wear oven gloves initially.
Of course.
In case the plates have got hot by conduction. And we feel the bottom of the plate to see if the meal is warm enough.
Yes.
If the centre of the plate was cool, obviously it would need to go back for a few seconds, but this is in fact quite warm.
So that's a good rough guide.
So that's a good guide to tell you whether your meal is hot enough.
Right
And we'll
then.
pop that back in. The plates are reasonably cool, so we don't need the oven gloves anymore. And we can bring them both out and put them there. It's better to let them stand for a couple of minutes, again to let the heat equalise throughout the meal.
Now how did you calculate the 1 3/4 minutes?
Well, it's roughly 1 minute per plate. As you put more plates in the stack, that timing can go down a little. So, as I say, 1 minute per plate, 1 3/4 minutes for 2 plates.
Right, let's have a look then, Brian. Oh,
There we
lovely.
are. And that's a nice, warm, reheated dinner.
Pizza's a very handy meal. How do I make one in the microwave?
Well, with this one, Carol, we've made the pizza base previously. We've kneaded it lightly, and we've pressed it onto this browning plate and brushed it with olive oil. This helps to give it an authentic flavour and also stops the surface from drying out too much.
Right.
And we're going to pop this into the microwave for 2 minutes on high.
So this is the first part of the process.
That's right.
In it goes.
Set the timer for 2 minutes
There we
and
go.
away we go.
Two minutes up.
There. We have a partially cooked pizza base, And we must remember that this browning skillet will be very hot.
Yes.
So we have to use our oven gloves and have something to protect our work surface.
That's risen quite nicely.
And there it's ready for you, Carol, to put the topping on, please.
Which one first?
Well, let's start with the spring onions.
Okay then. It's generally all over.
You can put on as many as you wish, how you
Okay.
like it.
Lovely. This is a Brian Bin special, is it?
The tomatoes now.
Right.
Arrange them nicely.
I'll try my best, Brian, for you. Right, on we go. This is a quickie.
Absolutely. Doesn't it look nice already?
That's lovely.
And now we'll have some oregano.
Okay, just a little sprinkle. Is that enough?
Oh, that's plenty, I think. Yes.
Right.
And now some cheese.
Some cheese. All
That's the
over?
way. All over, please. Yes, and in the centre too. You're doing that like an expert.
Oh, you'd never have guessed, would you? Right.
And let's decorate it with a few black olives.
Okay then. Let's just stick them around. See how that turns out, shall we? There we go. One for good
That
luck.
looks wonderful. Now we're going to put that back into the microwave cooker
For how
a
long?
further 1.5 minutes.
1.5 minutes. Can I eat it after, Brian?
I like to think you could.
Oh, let's have a look.
It looks beautiful. There we are. One pizza and in under 5 minutes.
Delicious. What about baked potatoes?
Oh, baked potatoes are one of the microwave cooker's biggest bonuses. You can cook potatoes like this in 4 to 5 minutes.
4 to 5.
And a Whopper in 7 minutes.
Good grief, because they're one of my favourites. Do you have to pierce them?
Yes, we've already pierced those 3. I'll just pierce this one. Like so, we don't be short of the piercing.
Yep.
And we've also got to arrange them evenly on the plate. And with big ones like this, it's as well to turn them over halfway through as well.
So we've got more than one there, obviously. How long do you have to give those?
Well, as I said, it's 4 minutes for each potato. Microwave energy is shared energy. So if we put 4 potatoes in, they're going to take roughly 4 times as long as one. So we're looking at 16 minutes or so for these 4 potatoes.
Right, times tables are important.
Absolutely.
Okay,
So
in they
we'll
go then.
put them into the microwave.
16 minutes.
We've already got it set for 15, so we can just press the start button and away we go. There we are, that's our 16 minutes.
Time's up.
We'll just check that they're soft enough. Yes, they are.
Oh,
Quite hot.
lovely. Let's have a look.
There we are, 4 baked potatoes, 16 minutes.
Didn't think it was possible. So the skins aren't very crisp, are they?
No, you don't get crisp skins with microwave baked potatoes, but you do get beautiful, fluffy innards.
Oh, yes, you do. Just like the real McCoy.
That's right. Good enough to eat, even before you put the fillings in.
Yeah.
And hot too.
You mind your fingers, Brian. Oh, lovely. Right, so we'll have some filling in here, shall we?
Yes, I love butter and lots of it. So we'll put 2 nice
Gravy.
big knobs of butter inside each one. Push it
Lovely.
really well down into the potato.
There we go. Because you can put any sort of filling on, can't you?
Any at all.
Just as normal.
But really I like to eat them just with butter on. Perhaps a little bit of sour cream or a few chives. Really nice.
Lovely.
But we're going to put some cheese on these.
Right.
Don't be tight with the goods.
Make me fat like this.
They should be delicious. Now we're going to put those back into the microwave for 1 minute 15 seconds, which should be just enough to melt that cheese.
Right. Time up.
Yes, and there we have 4 baked potatoes, ready in less than 16 minutes, running with melted cheese and butter, and looking absolutely delicious, don't you think?
Oh, I do. A microwave's good for defrosting.
Oh, absolutely the best. Defrosting meats of all types. With this 4-pound chicken, the time is between 7 and 8 minutes per pound. About 30 minutes to defrost this chicken. You must, of course, remove the closure, particularly in this case where it's metal.
Yes.
It's not difficult to do, like
He
so.
says. There we go.
And also it's important that we have that to stop the bag from ballooning up when it goes into the microwave. We're doing this on a roasting rack.
Why is that, Brian?
So that the juices can drop into the bottom without any problems at all. We've got the microwave set on defrost. It's just a simple matter of putting it in, putting the timer on 30 minutes and starting it.
And off you go. What happens if you put it onto a high setting?
Well, you must always try to avoid, tempting as it is,
Yes.
to defrost on a high setting. It tends to cook the meat on the outside in the more delicate parts, and also it dries out the surface of the meat that you're defrosting.
What do you do with the giblets while it's defrosting?
You must remove the giblets as soon as you possibly can. We're going to turn the chicken over halfway through defrosting, and probably we'll be able to remove them then. Here we are, one defrosted chicken.
Well, that's been defrosted successfully. How can you cook a chicken in a microwave?
Well, there are numerous ways. One would be to season the bird and put it upside down into a bowl, cover it with greaseproof paper, which you'd hold in position with little wooden cocktail sticks,
Yes.
and put that into the microwave 7 to 9 minutes to the pound.
Oh, that's quick.
About 30 minutes for a bird like this.
So how are we going to cook it?
Well, we're going to cook it in a roasting bag. I like this method of cooking because it keeps the bird so moist, and also it helps in the browning.
Now I can see we've got a roasting rack in there as well. Why is that?
If we put the roasting rack into the bag, and then we can lift that up with a bag round it and easily feed the bird into it on top.
Right. And what are the advantages of using a roasting rack then?
Well, as you can see, this is perforated, so it allows all the fat from the bird while it's cooking
Yeah.
to run into the dish at the bottom.
Browning is a problem, which of course it is for all microwave cooking.
That's right.
How can we get over that?
Well, there are numerous ways of turning a chicken brown. You can brush it with butter and a little bit of gravy browning mixed together, or you can use soy sauce too. And also there are these microwave spices or microwave seasonings, which are blends of all our normal favourite spices and seasonings, but they're chosen not only for the flavour that they give to the bird, but also for their ability to impart a brown golden colour.
So that's a special mixture there.
That's right, yes.
So how are we going to brown it?
Oh, well, we're going to do something different.
Ah, we would.
We're going to rub ours with butter
Yes.
and also dust it lightly with paprika.
Now this is a what?
A browning skillet.
Right.
It's made of a special material and it's got a special coating on the base. That you place into the microwave before you put anything in it, and it gets extremely hot.
And that helps to sear the food,
Yes,
doesn't it?
and then when you put the meat into it, it actually sears the food on the outside and browns it at the same time as while it's cooking in the microwave.
Right. Now I understand that you have to shield as well, don't you, certain parts?
Yes, we all know that metal and microwaves don't really go together, but we can use foil
Right.
to an advantage in protecting the more tender parts of a chicken. You must of course ensure that it doesn't touch the inside of the cooker.
So what are we going to do with that then?
Well, we're going to shield the bony wing ends, like so, and like so, and also the ends of the drumsticks.
Right. Because they cook more quickly
Yes,
usually, do they?
because there's not a lot of flesh, there's a lot of bone, and this really attracts the microwave, and they would dry up and overcook. That's now ready to go into the cooker bag. There we are.
And that goes into our microwave.
Yes. Just look how succulent that is.
That's
It's
beautiful.
absolutely delicious.
That really is beautiful. And it's browned well too, hasn't it?
Yes, that's the paprika and the butter and the browning bag that we use.
We've done a good job there.
Yes, it's really beautiful.
When we were talking about browning, we were talking about using a conventional cooker. Are microwaves in competition with conventional cookers?
Oh no, far from it. The microwave
Yeah.
It's portable and it's small,
Yeah.
and you can move it anywhere you want. And
Right.
you can do 95% of the dishes you'd ever wish to in it.
That's a lot.
It is. But the secret is to use it in conjunction with your conventional oven.
So what sort of foods do you use both cookers for?
All sorts of things.
Like what? Some roast beef. What have you done there?
Well, this has had 20 minutes in a conventional cooker
Yeah.
to sear and brown the outside.
Which it's obviously done very well.
That's correct.
So what are you going to do with it now?
We're now going to cook this in the microwave 12 minutes. That's all it will take.
So it's been cooked for 12 minutes then in the microwave,
That's right, and it's had its standing time.
and it looks pretty good to me.
Yes, we're just getting that nice pink succulent centre
Oh, that's
and the
lovely.
nice crispy brown outside. That looks really good, doesn't it?
Oh, can I have a piece of
look
this
at that,
size?
the juice coming out of the meat.
That's lovely. Can I try a piece?
By all means.
Because it smells gorgeous as well, doesn't it?
There you are. I think I'll try a little too.
Oh, go on, Brian. Lovely.
Absolutely beautiful.
Microwave's
We just
done
need
us
the-
proud there.
The Yorkshire puddings now and some gravy and we're well away.
Lovely.
These are going to cook in their own juices.
No water added?
Absolutely no water at all. The
Interesting.
vitamins will remain in them and the colour and flavour will be absolutely exquisite.
So how long do they go in for then?
Between 8 to 9 minutes per pound, and we have a pound of them here.
Right. And we've got some broccoli as well here, haven't we? Some fresh
Yes,
broccoli.
Yes, that's right. We're going to cook that as well.
Right.
And perhaps you can arrange it in the dish.
Am I doing this right, Brian?
No, not that way. The other way round.
Why?
Remember what we said
No.
about the denser parts to the outside?
Oh, yes,
And
of
of course,
course.
the stalk of this is quite dense.
Right, silly me. Right.
That's right, that's better.
That's better, isn't it? I knew you'd teach me something, Brian. I suppose this is how people learn, isn't it? By
That's right. Let's have it a
trial
little
and
bit
error.
more even, please. You know, not only does it look better, but
Is that better?
yes, that's not
That'll
bad for a
do.
beginning, Carl. We also need some water in that too.
Okay.
This is fresh vegetable,
There's
remember?
about 4 tablespoons in here, I think.
Yes, there's about half a pound of broccoli there.
So I just pour it on, do I?
Yes, that's right.
Lovely.
Now, we perhaps notice we're not seasoning these, but you know, seasoning can come afterwards when the vegetables are cooked.
Right, so how long will this take?
But with fresh vegetables like that, it's just around 10 minutes per pound, and as I say, we had half a pound there, so they'll be in for about 5 minutes, that's all. Broccoli ready.
Right, let's have a look at them. Did I do a
There we
good
are.
job? Oh yes,
You
I
certainly
did.
did.
They look gorgeous.
Look, a picture. Green
lovely.
and fresh looking.
What about the peas then and the sweet corn?
These will also be exquisite.
Oh, lovely. Let's have a look at that.
Flavour and the vitamins all trapped inside.
Yep.
We do have to stir them. We
Right.
stir them halfway through.
Yes, I noticed
All
you did.
microwave foods that are stirrable
Yeah.
benefit from being stirred from the outside into the middle
That's to distribute the heat, is
to
it?
distribute the heat. That's correct.
That's lovely.
You are learning.
I am learning.
And there we are.
That's lovely. So what about standing time then?
Standing time, 30 seconds or so, that's all that's necessary. Really, it's the serving time, that's all it needs. We're going to make baked apples, one of my favourite desserts.
They're one of mine too, Brian.
And it's so quick in the microwave. An hour in a conventional oven, in here, no time at all. We've still got one to do,
Right.
so I'll core that first.
Because it's quite an easy recipe, isn't it?
Oh,
really?
no problem at all. No problem.
So you core that.
Core out. And remember what we said in the past, anything with a skin or a membrane must be scored or
in case
pierced.
it explodes. I
That's
remember
right.
that one, Brian.
So a good score all the way around, and I've managed to get it spot on.
Right.
So there we are, into that.
What do you do
Now we're
with it
putting inside them a mixture of sultanas and chopped almonds. Stuff them as full as you can.
Lovely.
Lots of them in. Oh, delicious.
Treating me with
And
it.
then we're going to pour, we'll stir it up first. It
Yes.
does tend to separate a bit, but that's only to be expected.
Right.
And we can pour that over the apples. Oh, just enough.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Lovely.
Oh, there we go. And for a little bit of extra flavour, and I like it, we'll just give them a little dust of cinnamon. Ooh, not too much.
No, because it's quite spicy, that
It
isn't
is, it's quite strong.
Lovely.
There we are. And we're talking about 2 or 3 minutes per apple here. So in all there, we've got about 10 minutes in the microwave, on high, of course.
Okay.
In she goes. Close the door. It is on high.
So that's the family pudding ready in about 10 minutes?
Well, 15 at the most. There we are. The baked apples have had the 10 minutes in the microwave.
Oh, let's have a look.
Out they come.
Oh,
and don't
lovely.
they look delicious?
No, you didn't cover those, did you?
No, we didn't. These are very moist, the apples themselves and that delicious sauce that goes with them, so we don't want to keep them moist in the microwave.
Right.
But on standing time, we want to stop them drying out and also to keep the heat in, so that the heat equalises in the apple and they bake evenly throughout.
Right, so how long am I going to have to wait before I can eat them?
10 minutes, Carol. Sorry about that. We've got here a Victoria sponge mixture that we've made, and we're simply going to empty this into this flan dish.
Right.
Like.
Now you've covered this in cling film, haven't you?
Yes, we have. That's simply to help us get it out of the dish when the cake is baked. That's all.
So it's just like we'd use greaseproof paper in a conventional oven?
That's correct, yes.
Right. Have to smooth it out?
Yes, we have to get this as level as we can.
You don't have to do a dip in the middle?
No, no, no. There's no need to do that at all.
Right. That looks lovely.
There we are.
It's one of my failings cakes.
Well, with a microwave, you should have no problems whatsoever. We'll put this in for between 6 and 7 minutes.
Right. Looks a bit pale to me, Brian.
Yes, that is a complaint about baking cakes in microwaves.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but see how soft, lovely and spongy.
Yes, it is actually. How do you get over this problem?
Well, there are numerous ways you can get over the problem. Like with this rich fruit cake we have here, which is a good example, because in that we've used brown sugar and black treacle, and we've got a good, dark, rich colour. And for a sponge cake like this, we're going to decorate the top anyhow.
You know, we said we could grill the chicken. Could we do that with?
Yes, if you insist on having a brown top, no trouble at all. Just stick it under your conventional grill.
Right.
But we're going to turn this out now for decorating.
Okay.
Voila.
Let's have a look.
I think that will be cool enough now. Yes. There we are.
What are you making there?
Making bread, Carol.
Ah, but I thought you couldn't make bread in a microwave.
Well, yes, you can. You can make bread in a normal microwave, but of course it doesn't go brown and it doesn't go crusty.
Like the cake?
That's right.
Ah, I see.
But an ideal way of using it is to use it to prove the dough prior to baking it in a conventional oven. So that's what we're going to do here. There's the dough, ready for proving. And what we'll do, we'll put it into this oiled plastic bag.
That's
and we're going to,
oiled already, is it?
That's right, yes. And we're going to put it into the microwave for 15-second blasts with a 10-minute rest between each blast.
Right.
It must be on defrost, not on high this time.
Okay.
So in it goes, and we're on defrost, and we set it for 15 seconds. There we go.
Are there any cookers where you could actually do the proving and the baking and get the nice golden crust at the same time?
Yes, there are. There's the Sharp combined convection and microwave cooker, where we have the advantage of both systems, and in that way you do get bread that's quickly proved, quickly baked, and it does have a crust and is brown too.
Fantastic.
Now that's had its 15 seconds, and we're going to leave it in there for a further 10 minutes. Then we'll give it another 15 seconds, and so on until the bread is nicely proved, and in that way you get a superb loaf, you really do. There we are. The microwave has done its job, and it's now fully proved, ready for knocking back and making into shape for baking in a conventional oven.
Marvellous. It was quick.
That's right. Knock all the air out of it and shape it into whatever shape we want.
Done this before.
Once or twice.
The 4-course meal coming up can be cooked in under 1 hour, and it consists of plaice with orange hollandaise sauce, which is very nice, and lasagna with bolognese and white sauce and some lovely hot crispy rolls. And then we've got a choice of 2 puddings. It's either creme brulee or crepe Suzette, followed by cheese and biscuits and Irish coffee. Now, we've done most of it in the microwave, but we have used the conventional cooker as well. First of all, Brian will prepare the starter, which is plaice with orange hollandaise sauce. Of course, it doesn't have to be plaice. You could use any white fish, fresh or frozen. For instance, you could use cod for a budget meal, or if you're feeling extravagant, you could use lemon sole. To be honest, a microwave is worth having for fish alone because it cooks fish in its own juices. It stays moist and is really, really tasty. The vinegar base for the hollandaise sauce has been reduced in the microwave with the orange rind and peppercorns to concentrate the flavour. We've used orange, but you could always use lemon or lime if you wanted a different taste, or leave out the citrus fruit altogether if you prefer a classic hollandaise. Now, very gradually whisk in the clarified butter, which is simply melted butter with the sediment removed. Cook the sauce slowly on defrost to prevent curdling for about 2 minutes. And if you whisk it frequently, believe it or not, it doesn't go lumpy. And now for the main course. We're going to use 2 sauces in the lasagna. The first one is a meat sauce. Chop the bacon, onions and garlic and cook them together for 2 minutes on high to soften the onions. Add the mince and cook for a further 5 minutes. Now, we've used minced beef, but if you want to change, you could also use minced lamb. Once the 5 minutes are up, add the tomatoes, the mushrooms, oregano and wine and cook for about 10 minutes on high. Take it out occasionally and give it a good stir to make sure the sauce is cooked evenly. The second sauce for this dish is a simple white sauce. Now this is where the microwave really comes into its own. The sauce is prepared and cooked in the same jug, so wave goodbye to all those messy saucepans. And after 3 minutes in a microwave, you have a perfectly smooth white sauce. In the same way, a microwave is great for custard. The pasta we're using doesn't need pre-cooking, so we layer it with the meat sauce until the dish is nearly full. Now pour on the white sauce and cook for 20 minutes on high. The authentic topping for lasagna is Parmesan cheese, but some people find it too strong, so we're using cheddar as an alternative. Cover the cooked lasagna with a good sprinkling of cheese and brown it under the grill. This goes well with a crunchy green salad and hot granary rolls which have been warmed up in the microwave. One of our two desserts is crepe Suzettes. We pre-cooked the pancakes in the usual way and stored them in the freezer. It's actually easier to make them in batches like this because they freeze very well. The orange sauce is simple to make and takes only 3 minutes to cook on a high setting. Turn the crepes in the orange sauce and fold them into quarters in the dish. To heat them up again, just put them back into the microwave. If you warm the Grand Marnier in the microwave first, it makes it much easier to flame. And there you are, a dish that looks good and is simple to make. Our second dessert can be made the day before. Crème brûlée is really just a richer version of crème caramel. It has an egg custard base with a crunchy caramel topping. We're using a water bath here, as the custard must be cooked very gently. Boil the water and the sugar for the caramel topping in the microwave until it has caramelised. When you take the jug out, take care because it will be really hot. Then simply pour the caramel over the chilled custards. The brie, or any other cheese for that matter, can be brought from fridge to room temperature using the microwave, and it really helps to bring out the flavour. And if you've forgotten to make the coffee, the quick and easy way to make a perfect Irish coffee is, yes, you guessed it, pop it in a microwave. Woman and VJam hope you found this programme useful, and if you're still looking for a microwave, well, you'll find expert advice at VJam stores, or you can write to Jill at VJam. And if you've already got a microwave and it's the recipes we're using here that you're after, well, they're all in a pack that accompanies this video. And we've certainly enjoyed using the microwave. We hope you do too.
It's been good fun.
It has. I've learned a lot.
You know, in the mornings, I can never get my scrambled eggs just the way I like them. But my sharp microwave can. Look at this. Press the button. Just give it a stir. There you go. Perfect scrambled eggs. Here, I wonder if it could unscramble Tony Blackburn. The sharp microwave. What a great idea.
Sharp's got an idea.
A Pilco made of porcelain is tough and looks great. Use it in the freezer and the microwave. A Pilco and VJam, perfect partners in your kitchen. The perfect accessories to your freezer and microwave, published by Octopus. Available from VJam at £1.50 each. To get perfect results from your microwave, you need cookware specially made for the job. Thorpac microwave cookware is just that, offering all the versatility you'll ever need. To get the very best from your microwave, you and Thorpac microwave cookware are the perfect partners.
When you buy a Sharp microwave oven, you get this special extra bonus. 1 more hour in the pub on Sunday with the wife thrown in.
Over here, Jim.
And your roast is still ready on the dot. And you can't beat that, can you, love? She's still down the pub. The Sharp microwave. What a great idea.
Sharp's got an idea.